Hello guys, welcome back. This is Thonan here on the Daily Grind. This is Command & Conquer Rivals and we have got a new patch. And with the patch there have been some balancing adjustments to several units in the game. And for the most part it has been pretty fun. I didn't start playing right away after the reset for the season ladder, but that landed me in Platinum 3 for both my factions, and I am steadily, even if slowly, climbing back to Diamond first and then Masters, and I intend to hit Tiberium League again, but I'm going to do that at my own pace, and I'm just playing around 20 or 25 matches per day. Don't let anybody bullshit you into thinking that you are just going to magically reach Tiberium with your 10 games per day. Obviously, if you have some overleveled units and you are quite the Command & Conquer god playing, like let's say Alicia Destiny, who is an awesome player who has the matchups down to rights. That girl can react to mostly anything that you throw at her, and that's her strength. And one of the reasons I keep watching her videos to learn some of the matchups. So I'm going to show you just a few of my matches today, and as you can see I'm doing better with Nod. I have finally been able to use the Phantom in my deck, and I'm going to start with a defeat. I don't remember how this went down.
Establishing battlefield control.
And this is something I keep struggling with, and I'm pretty sure that you will too. Heavy tech decks, how to deal with heavy tech decks. The only way to deal with tech decks is to keep them from taking up. The second your opponent, like this guy, went for double harvester really early into the match, even though we are mostly even on units, his economy is so much better than mine at this point that I have a very hard time killing his harvester. Yeah, I remember how this went down. It's down to economy. Since my deck doesn't have anything that is really heavy, even though I win the first missile, he's already way beyond me. Look, I only have like 40 Tiberium, and he is able to build so much more in the same amount of time. So yeah, there have been many adjustments to the units, and now the bikes are not so good for rushes. The attack bikes on the north side, and the war dogs, the drones, and several other units have been adjusted. Well, that was that, just to show that I don't win all the time, and I don't pretend that I win all the time, just that there are some decks. For example, this is another heavy tech deck that had disruptors and zone troopers. But if you keep them from taking up, and you have to go after those harvesters if you suspect that the enemy has a tech deck, you have to keep them from scoring a harvester kill. and force them to keep spending and never let go on their economy. Force them to spend. So yeah, the adjustments, the flames. Everybody thought that the flame troopers and the shockwave troopers were going to be heavily nerfed, and it's more of an adjustment, really. Nothing really dangerous there. It's just that they are not as tanky, so you can cheese your way around with the flame troopers and the shock troopers and expect that you were even able to leave a tank or a bogey there and pay no attention using your troopers because they were so tanky that they were basically impossible to kill on time. And another one of the changes was a heavy buff to the Orca. Now the Orca can consistently kill pit bulls and tanks even if they have 1 or 2 levels above. You will be able to, you need the 4 missiles, but you will be able to hold the line with the Orcas nowadays. They gotta be above to the speed. Now they are properly a bombing run. Like you can set up bombing runs properly now. I mean, just like they were in the original PC games. The Orca is now very, very fast, like it should be. It has its 4 missiles instead of 2. And you can now accurately dive in, bomb your target, and get the Orca out before it's killed. Like attack bikes can no longer contain an Orca. Pit bulls cannot be left unattended guarding a path if there are Orcas around. And that's amazing. That's something this game really, really needed for its balance. And even though my gameplay is not very showy, like you're not going to see insane last minute launchpad shenanigans like in some other channels. And I usually don't do the play-by-play because I trust that you people are smart enough to realize by yourself what is happening on the screen. What was the thought process I had during the match is, I believe, kind of pretentious. I would just like to highlight that forcing somebody to use one of his harvesters to try and keep a path from you for the launch means that you are outplaying them real hard. And yeah, so far with the reset that happened, that everybody went down several steps in the matchup ladder. For example, I went down to Platinum 3, and I believe with Node I even went down to Gold 1. The rewards for climbing up again, or they don't punish you. I have seen this in the Reddit forums. People are complaining that it has punished players because now it's more cumbersome having to climb again to get to where they were originally on the leaderboard. Now, let me be clear, guys. Some of the other content creators pamper players too much. Oh, for example, this is gameplay for the Orca. The opponent is using it, and it forced me to build a Phantom, because if you leave an Orca unattended now, You could ignore them before because a very small level difference meant that you could tank even with infantry. It's not so anymore. With a nerf to flame troopers and shockwave troopers, even an orca can clean a path because each missile will kill one of the shockwave troopers or the flame troopers in the squad. So some other content creators are very pampering to their audiences. And there is this. If you were playing or if you have been playing for a month and a half, and the best you could do was gold or lower platinum, then you need to improve your game. Because I made it to Tiberium playing, I made it to Masters playing 20 matches a day, and I'm just going to show you. My win rate is not the best. I have been battling with my phone a lot, and the way the units are balanced, and I didn't have the extra 2 or 3 months that the alpha and beta players have. So I had to grow accustomed to another way of playing Command and Conquer. The unit names are the same, but the units just don't play like their PC counterparts. So anything that you knew from before doesn't apply here, except maybe the strategic thinking. But you have to get used to new values for the weapons exchange and defense and whatever. So if you have been playing for a month and a half, maybe 2 months, because now this thing is almost 3 months old since launch, and the best you could do was gold, lower platinum 3. I'm sorry to tell you that, but you have to improve your game a lot, and it has nothing to do with the win rate. You are just not making enough points, and you should be. Because hypothetically, if you only played your 10 dailies for your bounties for each faction, and you somehow won every time, and you never lost, you had a 100% play rate, you will be reaching platinum in a couple of days, in a couple of weeks at most. So don't complain. The rewards for reaching a higher ladder were generous enough. I had around 8 to 10 gold chests. So if you were downgraded from platinum to, I don't know, silver or gold, you should have gotten like 6 in a row and a couple of levels. I showed up from before the reset. I had just unlocked Jackson. I was at 46, and I got so much experience from the gold chests and the calculated XP reward, because I was at Tiberium with one of the factions and at Masters 1 with the other, just about to reach the Tiberium League. I showed up all the way to 50, and in the next couple of days after the reset, I am now at 53 and halfway to 54, more or less. Well, 1/3 of the way to 54. So yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, if the best you could do was platinum the last time in a month or a month and a half, then you have to improve your game a lot. You have to level up the units that you're using. Deck design is not as meaningful as having a varied deck that can counter a lot of strategies. For example, the one I'm using right now, it might work for you, it might not work for you. You can follow Standard, you can follow Redux, you can follow whatever Benzi or Alicia are doing. Just copying the deck is not going to do for you as much as actually practicing. And practicing involves losing a lot. My win rate is 55 and I think it's 65 or 60 something. With Node I win more with Node. It's more compatible with my way of thinking and strategizing than GDI is. So you have to learn to play your deck. That's what's going to help you a lot. You have to watch content. You can get help watching replays from other people. But that's just so you can see what the units are actually capable of doing. Because using a cut and paste, a copy paste strategy like the No Harvester, Flame Trooper Rush, and surround that with dogs, it's cheesy, it's efficient, but it's not very effective once you walk out of your comfort zone. You have to practice to be able to think on your toes when you are suddenly facing units that you haven't faced before. And for example, by now I can recommend you this deck for GDI, but if you are not at least level 50 and have cards for the Kodiak, it's pretty useless for you. You can maybe switch that up for the Orca now that the Orc is good. And my current Node deck is this. Somewhat of an aggro deck that can deal with the Hammerheads and the Kodiaks using the Phantom. And that's what has been working for me. So, can you make it work for you? Maybe, maybe not. But anyways, I'm open to suggestions. This was the Daily Grind, and I thank you all for your time. I will be uploading more actual match footage in the future. I'm planning on switching a cell phone, not just because of this. My wife's phone is about to die, so once we get a newer one, this Huawei P20 Lite that Command & Conquer doesn't like is going to go to her, and perhaps I will be switching to a Samsung. So anyways, I thank you all for your time. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you like it. If not, well, at least leave a comment and tell me how can I improve. This was Sathornan for the Daily Grind. We'll see again the next time, and in the meantime, keep grinding on.